I'll be all right as a creative, won't I? AI will never be able to simulate the rubbish I talk.
I would never bother. What would it mean if we could literally build smarter people? It is terrifying. I don't know if we're ever going to have artificial intelligence that is as smart or smarter than us, but it is inevitable that we will have people that are artificially smarter than other people. AI is this amazing technology. It will make us better. It will take the doctors and make super doctors. Teachers become super teachers. Everyone becomes better. We call this augmented intelligence. And it is truly a beautiful world, and I'm all in. But that's the bait. The overwhelming economic trend of the last 30 years is, I have an AI that can do diagnoses. Why am I paying for this expensive doctor? Why don't we hire a lab tech, give them the AI? I can hire 3 lab techs for the price of 1 doctor. That's called deprofessionalization. So we can do augmentation, or we can do deprofessionalization. It's totally valid choices. One comes with a great deal more work, but the other is a dead-end race to the bottom.
So easy to be misled if you don't actually understand the problem domain, if you don't understand people. That's the heart of good AI. Whether it's for good or for your companies, it doesn't matter. You're only ever solving human problems.
Approach to artificial intelligence is fundamentally incompatible with civil rights.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So true.
So right now, in the time we've been here, a huge percentage of you in the audience were passed over for a job, for a loan. Your kids were passed over for admission to university. For many of us, you might have gotten extra scrutiny from the police, and you weren't aware of any of it. If any of that was done because you were a woman or some sort of algorithmic redlining, how did you even know? You can't take action against it because you weren't even a participant. It happened in a couple of milliseconds and it was done. If you didn't fit their model of the right person to hire, you don't get the job. So the tax on being different comes from this very simple idea, which is we systematically found across all jobs the people were being undervalued. A really great example of this started with the story of this guy named Jose Zamora. He was sending out 100 resumes a week and getting no responses. So he changed his name to Joe. And suddenly, Joe is getting job offers Jose wasn't. Put a male or female name at the top of an identical resume, and suddenly the male gets more job offers. It is a well-known phenomenon. But the brutal truth, all the more highlighted in the current world context, is people don't believe research. Actually build tools that connect to a decision in the moment. I've got 2 resumes in front of me. I'm not a bad person, but I really think the straight white guy is the better candidate. Am I making a right decision? Do I lead my meetings in an open and fair way that give everyone a chance to participate? Am I doing everything I can to maximize the talent pool in my company? Well, we think we can do better. And not because the goal is helping disenfranchised people. The help is for us. We're the ones that need it. We are the ones trapped in a human brain. Remember, this is the thing that if we want to add 2 big numbers together, we need a piece of paper and a pencil. And yet, we think that with that same brain, we can sum up the potential value of a human life in a moment, in a glance, without any help. Like you in the audience, this should be incredibly heartening, because it means that the future of work is what makes you different. The thing that makes you uniquely different is your only value. When I bring someone into my lab or into one of my companies, I only have one question. I don't care if you can program. I don't care if you know anything about brains or artificial intelligence. I can teach you all of that. That's all boring to me. I care that you will have had an idea that I wouldn't have. More and more machines can turn those visions into reality, but the visions are ours. They are what make us special. What I'm worried about is that few of us have the courage to share our vision with the world. And I don't just mean you, I mean everyone. I mean 8 billion people. Because no one's gonna want to be on the wrong side of this massive divide between the creative economy and everything else. And I fundamentally believe everybody can do it. I know sometimes that sounds controversial, but my research, hundreds of millions of people, everyone can be amazing. I wouldn't build what I build if I didn't believe that. You can change a life. And you want to know what it is, that final ingredient for creativity around exploring the unknown? It isn't just about creating meaning. It's that you have meaning in your life. You have a sense of purpose, something that is bigger than you, something that will take more than a lifetime to complete.
1995, this is America, I got a gun. And I had a night where I had a very simple thought. I've never done anything worthwhile with my life. And despite every reason to be happy, I'm not, and I have never been. And I don't think I ever will be. Why be alive? Why be alive if you can't make a difference in the world? Why be alive if you can't take happiness from anything? And that was a very long night. I hope no one is surprised to know that I did not kill myself. But it was very close. And the thing I took to move me forward was a line from my father. It was, live a life of substance. And I admit, that's pretty vague also. But in that night, I needed a reason to be alive. I mean, literally a reason. Some guide for the rest of my life that is going to let me know whether I'm doing the right thing. Because happiness isn't there as my guide. A sense of any other kind of purpose wasn't there. So instead, I said, I'm going to live a life that makes other people's lives better. And so that magically fixed everything, right? Hell no, I was living in my car. It didn't magically fix anything. I got a job at a convenience store. And then I managed a convenience store. And then I ran an abalone farm in Santa Cruz, California, which is, oh, what a weird, that deserves a book unto itself. I remember these guys would come and they'd say, okay, so we need the abalone to be FedExed overnight live to Hong Kong on the 28th because we're smuggling them into China the next day. And they were so upset because they really wanted to get into shark fin, but they didn't have enough machine guns. So it's a weird space to suddenly find yourself in the midst of all this personal turmoil. But the one outcome of that time is I have enough money to go back to school. So for years, I've been obsessed with how to maximize human potential. And my research has told me that with real engagement and the right intervention, writers and scientists, artists and engineers, entrepreneurs, fanatics aren't just born. They can be created. And I encourage you, foster fanaticism wherever you see it. Give the world a happier, healthier, more productive life.